Hello and welcome to Cool Coffee with Kansas Principals. By and for school administrators, this podcast is intended to promote candid discussion and insight about our great profession. My name is Rick Sola, and as Communications Director for the Kansas Principals Association, I am the host, but I am certainly not the feature. Sit back, take a sip, and enjoy. This is Cool Coffee with Kansas Principals. Let's get started. Hello and Happy New Year to you all. 2025 is upon us. We are all returning from what was hopefully a nice break from the action and time to spend with some loved ones, some recharge time, and feel good as we head into the second half of this school year. In this episode, I break with the intro where I share how I am the host but not the feature. Well, in this episode, we have no guest, so unfortunately for you, perhaps I am the feature, or perhaps most appropriately, this episode has no feature. But I want to spend some time with this shorter episode to provide a bit of a recap, discuss some next steps, but it's also an outreach to you, the listener, for your feedback on the show. So first and foremost, I do want to say thank you. Thank you for listening to Cool Coffee, this KPA-supported podcast. You are listening to our 29th episode drop for Cool Coffee, which is really exciting. And we just started at the end of July of this past year, 2024, and already 29 episodes in. And I can tell you, I'm super excited for the next episode, number 30, which I'll share a little bit more about here in just a bit. Again, thank you for listening. We've had a lot of conversations this year in Cool Coffee about the chair. As I like to call it, the principal chair and the road to it. We've had a lot of discussions about attendance and chronic absenteeism, to running a district-run daycare and its benefits, not just with the school district itself, but the community. We talked about leadership challenges and general philosophy of the position, how to build culture, how to maintain culture builders for your building. And we had some insight from new principals or principals that have only been in the chair for maybe a year or less, and some of the insight that has been gained in just such a short amount of time. We also talked about some practical issues like pajama day. There are some very logistical issues that I have personally with pajama day. That got brought up. We also talked about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Okay, so sometimes we do deviate from the topic at hand, but all the same, this is part of our day-to-day conversations anyway, I'm sure. And so we've had a lot of fun and touched on some very important issues, and we will continue to do so. Part of this past semester, we also had what we called a principal's perspective from a variety of principals from all over the state. And in these perspectives, they were billed as a bite-sized PD, 5 minutes or less. And we had voices from all over Kansas as far as the principalship goes. And those principals took on a topic of their choosing, and they talked about books or quotes that were meaningful to them, to the climate and culture of their building, and what they do intentionally to promote a positive climate and culture. We had one talk about the importance that he places on the daily crosswalk and the car line, and being a trust-willing leader. All of these things were brought up, and even being able to acknowledge the fact that sometimes it just feels like we're in a sitcom. Those were all topics of our principal perspectives, and there were 16 of those, and 5 minutes or less, bite-sized PD. That was turned out by 16 principals across the state, and so that was part of the Cool Coffee as well. So if you've just now discovered Cool Coffee, I would encourage you to go back and check out those principal perspectives, and they are labeled as such in the podcast platform that you're using in the title of the show. But there were a lot of good conversations, and I just feel privileged to be a part of it because I'm learning a ton myself, but hopefully that is also translating to you all, the listener. But more than anything, my hope is this podcast does promote some thought and reflection for all of its listeners and provide something to bring back to one's own building. Like I said, I know for me, it's been a huge professional growth opportunity every time I have one of these conversations or an audio file is submitted to me to turn into a principal's perspective, it's great. It's good stuff. And it's very encouraging to hear and see what's being brought forth from our principals across this great state of Kansas. So that's what this podcast is all about. It's recognizing, highlighting, celebrating this wonderful, wonderful profession, a service-oriented profession, and all the people in it. Which, if you're listening to this, it's probably you. You are the ones that we are celebrating as part of this podcast. It's also about bringing us all together in a different way. We need that sometimes. It can be a lonely job, and if we don't have others to reach out to, burnout is possible, if not probable. And, hearing others' voices can be validating. Not just thought-provoking, but validating, energizing, and perhaps even comforting. And that's something we need sometimes. So yes, this show features principals and their voices and their views. But perhaps above all else, this show is about highlighting and honoring not just the featured principal, but the profession, the principalship itself. And we truly do have a wonderful profession. It's not without challenges. We all know that. It's not without the stress. But there is daily opportunity. There is daily potential to make a difference in the lives of our students, in the lives of our families, our staff. It's not an overstatement to say our jobs have potential in the lives of others to be trajectory changing. That's incredible. When we stop and really think about what we are able to be a part of in other people's lives. Each episode and its individual focus contributes toward the bigger whole that is this wonderful profession of being a school principal. This is what Cool Coffee is for and about, which is a direct reflection of the Kansas Principal Association and its mission, which in part is about developing and supporting all principals through optimized learning, collaborative leadership, networking, and service. So what's in store for Cool Coffee moving forward? We'll continue to feature principals and cover topics from their school and district that are applicable to the building administrator. We're going to have guests who aren't principals as well, but who have relevance to our jobs. We'll do another Principal Perspective campaign. Listeners, please take note of that. We will do another Principal Perspective campaign. Submit your audio files. It may get featured in a future Principal Perspectives Blitz later on this school year. And we'll continue to take thoughts and feedbacks to ensure that this show continues to be both by and for school administrators. What can be expected? This show will provide the current building administrator ready-made professional development they can bring back to their team or use themselves. Simply, Cool Coffee is a way to invest in yourself. As you listen or go back and catch up on older episodes, be sure to check out the show notes. There you can find all the contact information for every guest that we have. If you have a question or you want more information, reach out. They will be more than happy to engage with you and answer your questions and be a part of any support that they can give. In addition, there is a feedback form. This is where your input is wanted. I would love to hear from you, the listener, about what topics you want to hear on this podcast. Your thoughts on how to make this more valuable to you and your team. Also, do you want to be on this show? Is there someone you want to hear from on this show? Let me know. I would love to feature them or you. Fill out the form and share why they'd be an engaging guest. That form is located in this show's show notes. Check it out. Click on it after this, and you can fill it out. I would love to see it. Do you have a perspective, a principal perspective? We will do another Perspective Blitz, like I said, a Principal PD like we did in October, but your voice is needed. Feel free to go ahead and send me that perspective, that audio file, and it may get queued up during a future Perspective campaign. In addition, my contact information is in the show notes as well, including my email and the Cool Coffee X account, or you can reach out via the KPA Facebook page. Now 5 months or so in, I'd be lying if I didn't say how fun this has become for me personally. We have great people in the chair across the state, which is so inspirational and frankly should be encouraging for all of our patrons. I look forward to continuing to recognize our principals in this wonderful profession for which we are privileged to hold. Before I sign off, I do want to plug our next episode. I told you, number 30. I'm super excited about it. It's a special episode. We have a panel of amazing principals. I'm going to be joined by Kelly Whitaker of Ottawa High School, Leslie Ann Kraft of Andover Middle School, John Cannon of Ellsworth Junior and Senior High, and Mike Wiley of California Trail Middle School. And we are discussing the interview process and our method to our own hiring madness from the moment we have a position open and want to call someone in to the moment we make that recommendation of a candidate and everything in between. That episode's going to drop on January 16th. Be sure to check it out. It's like I said, a special episode, a unique episode in that we have a full panel of principals and a lot of really good insight is shared in that episode. So stay tuned. Follow this podcast and have it notify you on January 16th when it comes out. So as I close out, I want to thank you once again for making KPA's Cool Coffee part of your routine. And I look forward to continued efforts in sharing all about this great profession and the wonderful people right here in Kansas who are leading our schools. Have a great start as you begin the second half of the school year. Be confident in the wonderful profession you've chosen. Be confident in your daily potential to have an amazing and positive impact on a life. Your students, your staff, your families, your people. Here's to a happy, healthy, wonderfully impactful 2025. Check the notes section for more information on this episode and to learn more about the KPA and its mission to develop and support all principals through optimized learning, collaborative leadership, networking, and service. Be sure to check back in for our next episode and spread the word about Cool Coffee with Kansas Principals. Catch you next time.